You have heard some of the individuals who have been named to various boards and positions, and today I especially want to thank my friends C.B. Yadif and Sasha and Paul Shalandra and Narinda Reddy and others who have made it possible for my wife Sandra and I to be with you today. This is indeed a remarkable event. It is a day of celebration, as you've already heard, and one that is duly noted by the people of the state of Georgia. And the reason for that is that the Indian community here in our state is certainly a vibrant one. You contribute in very diverse varieties of professions, jobs, creation of opportunities for young people, and without you, our state would not be as vibrant as it is. Now, when you gave me the opportunity in 2010 to be elected as governor of this state, and that was, of course, still in the midst of the Great Recession. We were a state that had lost hundreds of thousands of jobs, and our economy had severe impacts from the downturn. But working with people in your community and people all across this state, we have turned this state around. And when I announced that my goal was to make Georgia the #1 state in the nation, I think a lot of people thought, well, that's just a mighty nice dream, but it's not something that's going to happen anytime soon. Well, folks, last October, Site Selection magazine named Georgia the best state in the country in which to do business. And then this year, CNBC confirmed that and gave us that distinction as well. Now, your community offers a good part of the growth that we have seen that's made that possible. You're very active in science, technology, medicine, banking, other areas of increased activity, and I commend you for that. So we're all here together working to make this state better for our children and for our grandchildren. And by doing that, we have had great success. Not only the distinction of being called #1, but to really play it out in the lives of people. We are rapidly approaching 300,000 private sector jobs created in Georgia in less than 4 years. That is indeed quite a distinction. Now, those jobs span a lot of different areas. I had the good fortune a little over a month ago now to go down to southeast Georgia, which is where my family lived when I was born. I lived there until I was... Now, last May, Sandra and I had the opportunity to attend the India-Pakistan Health Fair in Norcross. Quite a sight to see. I understand it was the first such health fair held in the United States that was orchestrated by the Indians alongside of their Pakistani physician friends. And it was an opportunity to see people working together and providing health care for those who needed it. That's the kind of attitude that your community brings to our state, and it's one that makes us all better for it. You have a very diverse heritage and a very diverse culture, as has already been indicated by the number of languages that you speak. Several years ago, in fact many years ago, Sandra and I participated in a program through our church. We are Southern Baptist, and our church had a program where when university campuses closed down for the Christmas vacations, we invited college students who were from other countries and had nowhere to go to come and live with families in our church. It was one of the best experiences that we have ever had. One time, we had three boys from India. She's giving me hand signals over here. 3 boys from India. They each spoke a different native language from in their country, and fortunately the only way they could communicate was in English, which we could understand that. So you indeed have a great heritage in your country. You bring it here to our state, and you make us all better for that. We have maintained friendship with one of those young men. He was studying to be a nuclear engineer, and he got his degree in nuclear engineering and went to work for one of the big nuclear power companies. Unfortunately, it was not in Georgia, but he brought his wife back years later. She was from India. She was a physician, and he brought her back to visit us in Georgia, and he has stayed in contact with us. Sometime back, I had occasion to be headed in his direction, and I gave him a call, and he introduced me to his children who are now in college. Now that really made me feel old at that point in time. But those are the kinds of friendships that make a difference. They're the kinds of friendships that cross cultural boundaries and make us all understand. We're all people. We all want the same basic thing. We want our children to have opportunities. We want our children to get a good education. And we want them, if at all possible, to be able to have jobs and stay right here in the state of Georgia. And I want you to know that I am working hard to make that happen. I appreciate the opportunity you've given me to be here today and to serve this state for the last 4 years. I am running for re-election. I need your help. I appreciate seeing the stickers that many of you have on. Remember to vote. That's one of those great rights that our country gives to us, and one that is not to be taken lightly. I want to make sure that we continue to move this state forward so that we will not only retain the #1 state in the nation in which to do business, but we will be the #1 state in the hearts and the minds of our citizens who like living here, who like raising their families here, and look forward to many generations yet to come. Thank you very much.